Hello, Cherie Hansen here. I would like to begin by inviting you to subscribe to my YouTube videos about my attempts at mindfulness, you know. And I'm so proud of myself today because I have failed at learning at least 3 things, which tells me that I am allowing myself to grow without the expectation of succeeding. So I tell myself, yes, you've taken a step. You were able to get to the place where you're stuck and you can't figure it out. And what I know is that what that means is that I am actually laying down new neurons. I'm laying down new pathways. And to try to avoid getting stuck or being wrong or not knowing how is one of the ways that we can guarantee that we're not going to grow and change. I hate it. But I have to congratulate myself for it because out of the 4 things I tried today, 1 did work. What I want to talk to you about today is something that occurred to me as I was in my bath floating, and I was thinking about how lovely it was to have hot water and be floating, and the pleasure of habits, of ways of caring for ourselves that are dependable and ritualistic and cleansing. And then my mind, as it frequently does, decided to go in this strange direction and look at guilt. Long, long ago, when I was first reading Louise Hay and following her when she was still alive, she said at one time, where there is guilt, there cannot be love, because the guilt shuts down love. And I thought to myself about failing to understand, failing to learn. This is the theme for today. Do you dare to get out there and not get it? And how many years it took me to understand that if I am in a place where I am simply learning these things and allowing them to soak in. I often visualize clay with water on it. That's the way I tend to learn things, is it just sits there for a long time. The idea that guilt stops love didn't make sense to me for many, many years, but I get it now. If I behaved badly in the past, if I was in a place where I wasn't very mindful, or I didn't see how my own particular woundings or my own particular story was causing me to act in a way that wasn't compassionate and that wasn't kind enough, the problem is every single time that you deal with that person in your life, what your mind will go to is the past. And if our mind is in the past, the problem is that we can't build a bridge to that person in the now. So part of the process of becoming whole and becoming calmer and becoming more compassionate is the process of forgiving ourselves for being such a knucklehead. You know, like, what did you do? But you take your mind away from that unwise, the ungraceful response that you had in the past with that person. And first, you forgive yourself. You let it go. Because if you don't let it go, what you're going to do is you're going to follow them around and be asking for forgiveness and validation, and you'll be whinging, and that shuts you down. that shuts you down so that you can't be in a current now relationship with the person. That doesn't help you. It doesn't help them. You did it. You didn't know you were making a bad decision in your relationship with that person. But now what you do is you put yourself in the present with breath work, and you sit and think about the person with love, and you start again. So finally, I got to tell you, this is about 15 years of working through this one. I began to understand that if we're constantly thinking about a trip we made in the car 5 years ago and the bad decision we made, and when we get in the car to drive it now, our mind is not focused on the actions that we're taking in the present moment. So one of the things that I find helps my clients a lot to shift their energy, to change their sense of themselves, is to consciously let go of guilt. Because to wander around behind somebody saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I want you to pay attention to this. Your focus is on you. You are now obsessing about you. And that's just selfish. So getting to a place where you forgive that, you let it go. I was only whatever age you were, I didn't know myself. I didn't know my wounding. I didn't know where my behavior was coming from. And just get into the present with breath. I'm right here, right now. And my intention is to meet you as you are right now and to love you. So there is the lesson that came to me this morning as I'm floating in the hot water. And that is just float in the now and let go of guilt. Guilt is about the past, and guilt actually shuts down the flow of love in the present. So can you let it go? Maybe try it. See what happens. Thank you. Do join me for Thursday night, 7 o'clock breath work to release all the grunge and the collected negative energy clinging to us in our society and in our world right now. We want to get rid of it and come back into the body and stay in a place where we're ready to get out there and love people. Thank you.